After everything that Jacqueline Nunez has been caught of doing, over the past couple of days, arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol, footage being released of her mistreating a guest who went to the house, refusing to give him a refund, even though she stated, and we hear it in audio and video footage, that she will refund him. She's responded to these allegations, and it is probably in the worst way that you could possibly imagine. So this has come out from an article from the Boston Globe, which of course is a news outlet that is close to Jacqueline Nunez, as she does live in Boston, from what I believe. So, Conjuring House owner arrested, charged with DUI. The arrest comes off the heels of the recent controversies that have circled the haunted Rhode Island house and its owner. Providence. The owner of the Conjuring House, a supposedly haunted historic farmhouse in Burrillville, Rhode Island, was arrested this week after police alleged that she drove an unregistered Lexus SUV while intoxicated, leading officers on a chase through a rural town. Jacqueline Nunez, 61, faces several driving infractions as well as 2 misdemeanors criminal charges, and including driving under the influence of alcohol. Court records show she was arraigned Tuesday in district court and in Providence and pleaded not guilty. Unsurprising, even though the footage says otherwise. Nunez told the Globe that she was not drunk and was, quote, treated horribly by the Burrillville police. I am not a criminal. I have never been arrested, she wrote in a text message. Well, you have, because you have just, there is literal video footage of you being arrested. So, that's a cock and bull story. According to the police chief, Stephen Lynch, officers received a call on Monday night reporting an erratic driver. Police found a Lexus SUV after 9 p.m. stopped on Hill Road, and as officers approached her, allegedly driven by Nunez, the vehicle took off, according to the police report. Nunez allegedly drove 51 mile an hour in a 25 mile an hour school zone, might I add, failed to stop for a stop sign, swerved into the opposite lane, and nearly drove off the road at different times during the pursuit, authorities said. Eventually, Nunez came to a stop on Wallam Lake Road, and officers approached the car with their guns drawn, the report states. Body cam video footage shows Nunez mumbling, "What's wrong?" as officers approached her. Officers wrote they detected the overwhelming odour of alcoholic beverage emitting from her breath, according to the police and the reports and footage from the police body-worn cameras released Thursday. She reportedly told officers that she owns the Conjuring House and argued with them about why she did not pull over immediately. I mean, I'm not being funny. With the evidence that's out there, let's say that the evidence never came out. There was never any body cam footage or dash cam footage that we've now seen, right? And it was Jacqueline Nunez's word versus the police. Whose side are you going to take? Based off of everything that we know prior to this, like I say, scrap all the footage. You're going to take the word of the police, right? Because Jacqueline Nunez is like, I was never arrested. They never treated me fairly. I was never breathalyzed. I wasn't drunk driving. We've seen the footage, it's, I don't know how you can claim you're not, under the influence of something, whilst doing that. Do you know what I mean? The behaviour says otherwise. Anyway, officers attempted to perform field sobriety tests, but the video shows Nunez not following directions and laughing at officers. At one point, she told the police, "You're boring me," and accused them of trying to, quote, save face by administering the tests, the report states. Police said that she later refused a breathalyzer test, but told officers that she drank 3 cocktails that night. She was later shackled to a bed at the police station after she refused to stop, quote, aggressively banging on the cell door and yelling, police wrote. Didn't know about that part. But, how can you state that you weren't drunk after having 3 cocktails and then stepping behind the wheel? Do you know what I mean? And also, why would you take off if you were innocent? If you saw the police arriving, you'd just be like, oh, what's up? You could prove your innocence. But then you just took off and erratically drove, dangerously, putting lives at risk. In a series of text messages sent to the Globe, Nunez claimed that she passed a sobriety test. Did she fuck? And the police did not ask her to take a breathalyzer. She claimed the police and others are trying to drive me out of business. How is she trying to make herself the victim? This is the biggest red flag in history. Do you know what I mean? The fact that she's actually trying to make herself the victim here is mind-boggling. It's really and it's terrifying as well. I am terrified of this police department. I drove past the stop sign and then pulled over on the shoulder when they approached, she wrote. I remember being panicked and terrified and sped up and then pulled over. I knew I was going to be harassed and possibly taken somewhere to be... Right. This part's sad. I didn't know about this part, but if this is true, clearly there is some severe level of paranoia going on right now with Jacqueline Nunez. Like, the authorities and the police, you would think, are probably, you know, the most trustworthy people. Their job is to be trustworthy and to keep people safe. If you've got the overwhelming feeling that they're going to pull you over, they're going to harass you and possibly take you somewhere to off you, then, you know, that's some severe paranoia going on. Lynch said Burrillville officers are sometimes called to the Conjuring House where Nunez also lives over traffic caused by curious onlookers. On Saturday night, Lynch said Nunez called the police to report seeing a former employee near the woods. Police responded but did not find anyone there, Lynch said. I mean, it's hard to know whether that's the truth or not, unfortunately, with Jacqueline Nunez, because it's literally like the boy who cried wolf. This could just be something that she's imagined in her head, you know? It's been said, allegedly, that she might have a mental condition that's where, like, she's concocting scenarios in her head which she thinks is categorically real when it might not necessarily be the case. During the summer, officers also went to the Conjuring House twice with health care provider to check on Nunez, who was brought to a hospital on one of those occasions, he said. Last month, Nunez told the Providence Journal the hospital's stay was orchestrated by former employees in an attempt to take control of the house. In a series of texts with the Globe, Nunez referred to several medical facilities but declined to provide details. Quote, being thrown into facilities because I am complaining about crimes against me and my legitimate business does not mean I have psychiatric issues, Nunez wrote. I mean, legitimate business, my arse. Like, she literally is refusing to pay customers back after they just don't get the service that they've paid for, sometimes paying thousands of dollars. The DUI charges follow other Conjuring House-related controversies in recent months. The 18th century farmhouse was inspired for the 2013 movie The Conjuring, about haunting that plagued the Perron family in the 1970s. Visitors come from around the world to tour the property, and some even spend the night. Former employees have said that Nunez owes them money, including one who said he was fired after Nunez accused him of stealing money from the business. The accusation, she said, was based on a tip by a ghost from a former owner. Guests have also complained about being asked to leave based on the information that she seemed to indicate was from spirits. And this is where we get some juicy news from Scott Kitlars. I'm sorry if I've butchered your last name, Scott. But obviously Scott has provided me with the footage. And he told the Globe that he and his wife paid $1,089 to stay overnight at the house on October 21st. The Iowa couple left within a couple of hours after Nunez asked if they were content creators and accused them of not having, quote, good intentions, adding, I can feel your energy. According to the audio recording Kitlars provided to the Globe, he told the Globe she seemed to indicate that the spirits had informed her about Kitlars. About the Larses. I'm so sorry, I know I'm butchering your last name. He said they bought cameras and microphones to try and capture anything otherworldly, but they are not content creators. The Conjuring House's website states that guests may bring ghost hunting equipment, but content creators must inform staff before they arrive. Kitlars asked for a refund, which Nunez agreed to, but he said that as of Wednesday, he had not received any part of the $1,089 he and his wife paid. When asked about the Kitlars experience, Nunez texted that she was alerted quickly to their intentions, so I acted quickly. No one with intent to hurt me or my business will get a refund, she said. I will not reveal my sources that protect me and the Conjuring House. So it looks like Scott is not going to be willingly given a refund. And her sources, well, she's not going to reveal her sources because her sources are dead. Her sources have been dead for hundreds of years. Her sources are not even sources, you know, like, whatever you believe in ghosts, that's fine. But in this scenario, I highly, highly doubt the spirits are talking to Jacqueline Nunez and saying, yeah, those people aren't here for good reason. It's it's really disgusting. I have spoken to Scott behind the scenes after he sent me this article when it dropped. And I said, like, how are you going to go about this? You've got tangible evidence that proves that she said she would give you a refund. Can you go to the bank? He said he's going to try and go through the bank. So hopefully, fingers crossed for Scott, he gets his money back. But unfortunately, it's just a tainted experience all round. Jason Hawes, the Rhode Island-based star of Sci-Fi's Ghost Hunters television show, has also accused Nunez of harassing him and has said that he is concerned about the safety of the guests who stay there. Amidst the controversy, the Conjuring House has remained open to visitors, though last week Lynch opted not to immediately approve the entertainment license for the property, citing inappropriate attachments with its application. Nunez can still resubmit her application, though, before her current license expires in November, Lynch said. When asked about the license, Nunez said that she will pursue every option to run my legitimate business. Burreville will need a compelling reason to decline it, she said in a text message. And that is the latest we've got on Jacqueline Nunez. So obviously, it's the worst response I've ever heard to accusations, not even accusations at this point, proof that you were driving with a DUI, you've been arrested, pulled over, charged with a DUI, and have basically, your legitimate business has basically scammed someone out of $1,000. And I can say that comfortably without saying allegedly, because the proof, I've shown the proof. Scott's shown the proof. That this paper has got the proof, Like, this business is not legitimate anymore. It's scamming people. It's scamming people out of thousands of dollars per night. Some people are turning up and they're not even getting in. Scott was lucky to even be able to get in the first place. Disgusting behaviour. I guess what could we have possibly expected from Jacqueline Nunez at this point? An apology? That was never going to come. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, jump to get the hell out of that like button. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.